we all start from somewhere. It's just not nice to be the person who's the guinea pig. And always remember, if you have a problem, I would really recommend you do not Google your problem. You do not watch a YouTube video about how to clean your piercing or anything like that. What you need to do if you think something is wrong is you need to get help from a piercer. They need to see the area and then they can say what you need to do to help you. Welcome back on my channel. So what I want to talk about today is that I've gotten 2 new piercings. I've gotten a nose piercing on my left side and a 3rd earlobe piercing on my right side. So that is what I want to talk about today. Before I go into the video, I want to say welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're returning, and remember, if you like this video, just subscribe, like, comment down below, all the good stuff. I really enjoy to hear from people who have gotten something out of this video or enjoyed it, or anything positive or good along those lines. I love to hear when you comment down in the comment section, so don't be shy to comment down there. So I wanted to start with coming a little closer to the camera because I want to show you my new piercings. So I got them done on Saturday and it's Tuesday today, so they are pretty new. They are 3 to 4 days old, so they are pretty new. So there might be some blood on them or some bruises and stuff like that because they are so new. So if you can't handle that, just fast a little bit forward into the video after I've shown you my piercings, so you don't have to see that if you don't like seeing stuff like that. So I've gotten this side over here done, and I already have the side over here. And the reason that this one is protruding a little more than this one is simply because this one is healed, and it's a nose stud, I think it's called. So the inside of the piercing is kind of like screw, so it doesn't fall out as easily. And then this top bit here is kind of like a diamond shape, and that's why it's protruding a bit. That's because it is a diamond shape and it's not a flat stud on top of my nose. That's why it's protruding a bit. But it's the same jewelry I have on either side. So when this jewelry has healed a bit, it will probably also protrude a bit. Then I've gotten my 3rd earlobe here done. So I have gotten these piercings done, and at the moment they were kind of the last piercings I wanted to get done because the other piercings I was thinking about getting done was my Medusa and a crunch piercing. The hard thing is always that I do not want a piercing that gets in the way of me living my day-to-day life. And when we're talking about Medusa piercing, you can damage your gums and your teeth, and I simply do not want to take the risk when it comes to Medusa piercing and possibly damage my gums and teeth, because your gums and your teeth are just such an important thing to have in life because you eat with them, and eating is just important for survival. And if something were to happen, like, I don't know how it is in your country, but in my country, if you're an adult, so if you're over a certain age, I can't remember if it's 18, 21, because I think they just changed the rule, but when you're over that age, you have to pay for the dentist, and the dentist is expensive. It would have a really nice symmetry, because now I have nose piercing on either side, and I have my septum, and Medusa would just look so good, but I just do not want to take the risk of damaging my gums and teeth. And when it comes to the crunch, so the one that sits here on the inside, usually with a ring, the only thing I'm afraid of there is I still want to be able to have in-ear headphones on, and the headphones that goes around the ear, I still want to be able to wear them, and I'm not sure that I will be able to do that with a crunch piercing. And when I'm overstimulated, I just need to focus on something, having music in my ears really helps me. And if I can't wear my in-ear or over-ear headphones for a while just because I have crunch piercing, I will not be able to survive that, because I know that when you get pierced in the upper side of your ear, so the hard part of your ear, when you get pierced in an area like that, it just takes a lot longer to heal. and I will not be able to not, have in-ear headphones in at all. So I can survive with just having like one side of the in-ear headphones in, so just having one in. Because right now, because I've got like the third earlobe piercing, if I have one in my ear, it irritates it. It hurts a bit because it's so new. So I can only wear one in-ear headphone over here. So I'm used to that, but not being able to wear them at all, that would just be too hard. So I'm doubting whether I should get a crunch piercing done or not. And again, the Medusa piercing, I think I've mostly gotten away from when it comes to getting it done, because again, not wanna damage my gums and my teeth. So that is why the 2 piercings I've just gotten done probably are the last piercings I will get done in a while. And maybe I'll fall over a piercing that I really want in the future. I'm never saying never. But these piercings I've gotten now were just the ones that I've planned on getting done for a while now. So for now, I'm done with my piercings, but maybe in the future I will want more, you never know. What I want to talk about today is my experience with getting the piercings done, because I've already got a third earlobe piercing and a nose piercing done with a certain person at a certain piercer place. So a certain piercer I was used to coming to, and he was extremely professional. He let the needle go through really quickly, so it did not hurt at all. So because he was sick, there was another person there, and she was clearly new, and I was just like, fuck. I was just like, holy shit. And I want to say I'm kind of ambivalent about this, because I know that you have to start somewhere, but I just did not want to be the guinea pig. And that day I was the guinea pig, because I did not know that there was another person there and not the person who usually pierces me. So luckily she just had to imitate the piercing I already had over here and piercing I already had over here. So she just had to imitate what the professional piercer had done. But it took her quite a while to find out the exact placement, so it looked like what the other piercer had already done. And then she had this weird thing. So the piercer put the needle onto my skin, so it like poked my skin slightly before she even started to pierce the piercing. And you could just feel that she was new when it came to it, because everything took a while. She still seemed professional, because she really wanted to make the new piercings look exactly like my old piercings, which is what I wanted when it came to placement and all that. So she was professional at that point, but I just knew, because she was new, she was not going to put the needle quickly through my skin, because if she did that and she was new, she might make a mistake. So firstly I got slightly poked with the needle, and then she like pushed the needle through, and it just went really slow, and I just had to close my eyes and just like lay there. And normally when you get a piercing in your nose, one or both of your eyes start running, so you start crying, and both of my eyes start crying. The last time was only one of my eyes, and it just really teared up. So it's not like it was excruciating pain with either this one or this one, but I could feel it. Getting it done with the professional piercer, I usually got it done with. So when I got done with the piercer who usually pierces me, was really professional, had done it for a long while, I like barely felt anything. This time I could really feel the pain. So the pain was like a 3 to 4 out of 10. So yeah guys, it hurt. I could definitely feel it. And that was just like my worst nightmare. Because I like, especially because I was like all confident when I walked in there, because as I said, I'd gotten everything done with this pierce before, and I thought it was this piercer that would do it for me this time. But then I heard somebody talking the counter, and they said he was sick, and I was just like, so I have to get it done with a new person. And if you're like fighting with some kind of mental illness, especially stuff like anxiety, And maybe if you have like a lot of autism symptoms and all that, you want things to be exactly as they used to be. And when they're not exactly as they used to be, my thoughts just running all over the place, and I just feel like the signs and the symptoms of anxiety in my body. So I was really proud of myself that I stuck through it, I got it done. The placements of the piercings, as you can see, is fine, it's well done, there's nothing there at all. It was just the whole getting done with a person who can't call himself a professional yet, who is still new. We all start from somewhere. It's just not nice to be the person who's the guinea pig for that person. So it's kind of, as I said, ambivalent, because we all have to start somewhere, but I do not want to be this new piercer's guinea pig. But as you could see, and as I showed you, it turned out fine. And it might be a bit bruised here, but it's new. And if you do not know, if you're new to piercings, stuff like being a bit swollen and bleeding and just maybe getting a little bruised and all that, it's normal. And at some point your piercing might start to secrete yellow and green liquids from it, and that is totally normal. Just know the signs of an infection, and if there's anything you're wondering if you're doing right, or if you think your piercing is starting to look weird or something like that, always contact your piercer if there's problems with your piercings or if you have questions. Because as long as you're going to a professional piercer who's certified and all that, who's actually gotten educated in how to pierce, then you should always go to that person to ask them if you have questions about anything about piercings. Because that's how you learn, and they're there to help you. So if you have any questions, always ask your piercer. And if it's something where you might think something is beginning to go wrong, it can also be really helpful if you get the piercer to look at it. So I've gotten my navel piercing done. At this moment, I think it's almost 4 months old. I got it done in March and we're almost in July. And it was not doing well. I had a problem. When I used the solvent spray, my piercing got really red and irritated. Flakes of skin started flaking off. Then I wrote to my piercer what to do. Said I should use the oil instead. Then I used the oil. Then I got an irritation bump. And then I kind of switched between using salt water and oil to see what worked. And you should never just switch between what you use quickly. That's just a bad idea, so that was my mistake. But besides switching which things I used to clean my piercing with, I was doing everything right. Wearing loose clothing, I did not wear pants that covered, and all that you're just not supposed to do, I did not do. It just kept getting more and more irritated. So at the moment I use something to disinfect my skin that the piercer says I should use for a week, and then we'll see how it goes. And then when that, a little before the week is over, I will write into my piercer's place and ask them what I should do, just so I know when I'm done if I should keep doing that or if I should do something else. So again, always ask your piercer. If you have some questions, if you have some doubts, you want to know how to do things correctly, I would say a piercer should also, not necessarily the piercer, maybe just the people at the front, but someone at the piercer place who works there should definitely tell you. Saying was always ask your piercer if you have questions, doubts, whatever, and your piercer place should also educate you on how to clean your piercing before you walk off with your newly done piercing. And always remember, if you have a problem, I would really, really, really recommend you do not Google your problem. You do not watch a YouTube video about how to clean your piercing or anything like that. What you need to do if you think something is wrong is you need to get help from a piercer. They need to see the area, and then they can say what you need to do to help you. And maybe it might be so bad that they're just sending you off to a doctor, and that might be the solution. Because if it gets bad enough, of course you have to consult your doctor and get some kind of medicine. So always ask your piercer if they're professional, educated, all that. Just ask your piercer's place and they should be able to help you. And what I think is really dangerous that I've noticed just from being a part of some piercer groups, especially a bigger Danish piercer groups, is that there's just some things that they're like, you should not use this. And in some cases, you might need to use the things that everybody tells you not to use. If your piercing does not look good and your piercer tells you should use something, somebody else might say this is bad to use, you should still use that. Because, yeah, in general, the best thing you can clean your piercing with is that salt water wound spray. So a spray for wounds. That's the best thing to clean your piercing with. But if something goes wrong with that piercing, you might have to use something that is harsher than that. And that's why I'm saying don't just Google what you think you might use or ask Facebook or YouTube, whatever. You need to ask your piercer because they know best. And different piercers have different methods, and just because they have different methods does not mean that one piercer's method is worse than another. They're all hopefully coming from some knowledge and experience, and that's why they recommend you do certain things with certain problems. So always go to a piercer. Don't ask YouTube or Facebook or Google. Ask your piercer. And the best thing you can do is to show them what is wrong, because then they can advise you a little bit better on what to do. So just remember, ask your piercer. Do not Google anything. Do not go on Facebook. Do not use YouTube. Ask your piercer if something goes wrong or if there's something you just want to know about your piercing. Don't start using all kind of weird things that you've heard somewhere is good. Ask your piercer and stick to what they said. I had to do that myself because I have my things to fight with mentally. So I'm always doubting if I'm doing the right thing. I'm always doubting that. So what I did is when I got these 2 new piercings done, I showed the new piercer at the place my belly button piercing and asked them what I should do because it had not been looking good for a while and I've tried different things out myself, and she said that I should use something to clean it with for a week. So something that is a bit harsher, and a lot of people online would say this is the worst thing to use. There's just so many opinions, but yeah, I talked to my boyfriend and I made a post on a piercer group on Facebook, and people just saying this was the worst thing to use and everything like that. So I really got confused, and then I talked to my boyfriend, and he's really good at talking me down, getting me to be calmer, and he said that of course I should listen to my gut feeling, and I always recommend you to listen to your gut feeling. That for me this place felt really professional and like they knew what they were doing. I know that my piercer, the original piercer that owns the place, I think he's educated in England or something like that, the UK. So most people in Denmark are not educated, they're just in internships and learn how to do the things. But he was actually educated in another country. You cannot get educated to become a piercer in my country. You only get certified through learning, so through internships. But yeah, my whole point was that he was talking me down and said, listen to this place because they're professional, they know what they are doing, and that is what I chose to do. Because there's just some scenarios where you should not listen to people online, and when it comes to how to treat your piercing, especially if something has gone wrong, you should not listen to people online. You should make your piercer look at it, and you just show it to your piercer what has gone wrong, and they will know how to help you. They're there for a reason. Use them. Yeah, guys, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. just remember I appreciate every one of you, and I hope to see you soon in another one of my videos. Bye, guys!